Hey out there, slot car land. How's everybody doing this fine weekend? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody enjoyed the race that went up earlier this week. I still got one more to edit. I'll be doing that. Hopefully that'll be up this weekend as well. And you guys can watch that from last week's Sun City Invitational. We had a great time. Had a great time with the boys coming up from Portland and Mike from Bend, and had a great old time. And then we had a good time on Sunday. Racing with just a regular group, and a whole bunch of fun. We also got to sit down and hammer out and discuss this year's 21-22 Central Washington Championship Series. That's what this week's video is about. We're going to talk about what classes we're running this year and the rules within those classes, and we're going to be talking about the schedule as well. If you guys are local and may want to participate, you can look at the schedule. The schedule will be up on Slot Car Crazy on the group page on Facebook. It'll also be in the community page here on the YouTube channel as well. And I'm going to see if we can't get it up on slotcarcrazy.com if I can get a hold of Jim. So let's get started. And we're going to talk about the classes first, and then we'll talk about the schedule. So first up, as you guys know, this will be exactly the same way as it was last year. We have 6 classes of cars that we're running, plus the promoter's choice. We run 2 classes a weekend, 1 pancake class, 1 inline class, and then the promoter's choice. So first class, of course, we're carrying T-Jets over from last year. These are stock, bone stock T-Jets. Stock rims, stock everything. The only thing you can change on these cars is you can run any style motor, any brand motor brush you want. Whether you want to run new old stock T-Jet, whether you want to run Slot Tech, whether you want to run Thunder brushes if they're still out there. Whatever brand you want, you can run in your car. It doesn't really matter on that. You can also run a silicone rear tire as long as it fits the stock hub. And then everything else is in the tune. The body has to be a representation of an original Aurora body. It doesn't have to be an Aurora body. It can be a 3R body. It can be, if you can still get a hold of model motoring, it can be a model motoring body. We do allow the Auto World stuff, just in case somebody can't figure out what they want, can't find the other ones and they can run them. So that is all that with that. There has to be a stock height. It cannot be, the post cannot be ground down only unless you want to level the body. Once again, it can't be down, lowered any other than that. So that is the stock T-Jet, stock shoes. Like I said, stock everything. So everything on these is basically in your tune and your driving on the stock T-Jet cars. So that's class 1. And by the way, Stan is the defending champ in this class. He went undefeated last year, so we're going out to knock him off the top in that class. Second class up, of course, is Frey. If you guys want to know the rules on this, just go to the Frey in Ferndale on the web and look at the rules there. We run the exact same rules here that they do down there. The same parts that are legal there are legal here. The only difference is we're allowing the WizJet chassis for all the way across. I'm not sure how the Frey has figured that out yet. I don't know if that's if you can run it in individual or the team race or whatnot. But the WizJet chassis is legal within our group. So if you need to know the Frey rules and whatnot for the car, just go to Frey and Ferndale on the interweb, and you can look at the rules and stuff there. So, and speaking of which, Elijah is the defending champ in the Frey class, so we're all going to be shooting to take him out and take over his title in the Frey class. So, now let's talk about the 4 new categories. So, keeping with the 3 pan and 3 inline, this year's last pancake class is Auto World or Johnny Lightning Thunderjet 500s. The reason why we did, and there's a method to our madness. So you can either run a Johnny Lightning Thunderjet 500, or you can run an Auto World Thunderjet 500. If you run the Auto World, the traction magnet has to be in place. You cannot remove the traction magnet. It has to be there. It has to be functioning. You cannot remove it. Okay. The parts. The other thing is the parts are interchangeable between the class. So you can run an Auto World armature in a Johnny Lightning car. You can run the magnets, vice versa, either or all of that. The only thing that is kind of interesting is I've been able to find at Jag Hobbies, I can find tires that fit the original stock hubs as low as 319s. So if you run in the Auto World, if you're running the Auto World car, you're kind of limited to how low of a rear tire you can run because of that traction magnet. So that's the trade-off here. You either have a traction magnet or you go with the Johnny Lightning car, which you can run lower. Everything else has to be stock. Everything from the wheels to the tires to the motor magnets, all that stuff has to be stock. Stock shoes, no aftermarket shoes. They got to be stock shoes, stock everything. This is now a body-specific class as well. It has to be a muscle car. So we're running a body-specific in this class. It's got to be a muscle car, Camaro, Mustang, AMX, Dodge Chargers, Dodge Challengers, whatever, but it's got to be a muscle car. And it has to be an Auto World or a Johnny Lightning body. We don't run Aurora stuff in this class. It's got to be an Auto World or a Johnny Lightning body for that. So that is the last of the pancake class. So that's going to be an interesting class to see which car plays out through the season, whether the Auto World car becomes dominant or whether the Johnny Lightning car becomes dominant. So everything in that is going to be in your setup and your tune. There's a lot you can do to these cars, and we may go into that in a video down the road about what you can do to an Auto World car or a Johnny Lightning car to really improve its performance and its handling and all that kind of stuff. So be on the lookout for that video. So our first inline class this year, and keeping with it, we are keeping a Tyco class in there, is Tyco 440X2s, but there's a kicker. You have to remove the traction magnets. We're running these without traction magnets. It's a class we did way back when within our group. It's a really fun class. These, believe it or not, these cars handle pretty well without traction magnets in it. So everything in this has to be stock. Has to be stock armature, stock pinion gear, stock axle gear, all that good stuff. You may run any hub and tire combo you'd like, just like we had in our magnet class last season. So you can change the hubs, run a lower tire. I've been able to find a lot of tires that fit the stock hub in different diameters. So I'm going to stick with the stock hubs for now to see how that works out. But this is also going to be a body-specific class. It's got to be a NASCAR body. So any era stock car body, any class. It could be a Cup car, a Nationwide car, or back then it would have been a Busch Series car, or you can run the Craftsman truck body as well. So NASCAR specific NASCAR body class for the Tyco 44X2s without traction magnets. The other thing is too is if you can find it, you can run weight in this car in place of where the traction magnet was. It has to fit inside that holder and stay inside that holder. But you can run weight in this car if you choose. So that's going to be another interesting class to watch through the year to see how that plays out and how whether people are running weight or not running weight or what. So that's going to be another one to look forward to. The next class is Jag Hobby TR3s. We're going to run the TR3 as a class this year. This is another body-specific class. It has to be a short track, basically pavement car body, or your fairgrounds body you can run. As you can see, I am working on a new '81 Camaro for my car. So this is the next class is the TR3 chassis, bone stock. Once again, you can run any rear wheel and tire combo you would like on this car. Or you can just run different lower tires on the stock hub. It's up to you, but it's got to be basically a limited sportsman style pavement car body, or any of our fairgrounds bodies will work as well. Most of us are probably going to be running a Butch's body. That's where this came from. He makes some great bodies. They look cool. They look awesome. So that's going to be a fun class. It's going to be interesting to see what everybody does for bodies and whatnot. We may even have a best appearing in this class at the second race we run them, which would be at Stan's house on the 21st of November. We're going to have to see. I'm going to ask them at the first race of the season and see if anybody wants to participate in that. If we do it, it will be judged by the YouTube viewers. So that'll be kind of neat to have you guys involved picking the best appearing car in the TR3 class, which is really going to be cool. So, last but not least, the last class for the 2021-22 season is unlimited inline. Anything goes. As long as it's nothing, no home builds, nothing like that. But you can run anything you want, from a Wizard to a Viper. If you can hop up in a stock Lifelike or 44X2 or Mega G or a Super G or a SRT Turbo, whatever you want. It's basically run what you brung class for this class. So it's got to be the stock setup of that car. You can run any rear wheel and tire combo you want, as long as it's on the stock hub and on the stock axle and pinion gear and spur gear. So anything goes. So I'm going to start the season with my Viper, and we're going to see how that goes with my Sportsman Viper. If I have to, I may switch down the road to the Patriot just to see how that class plays out. That's going to be really, really interesting to see how this plays out. So those are the 6 classes this year. We're going to have to see what everybody comes up with for promoters' choices. I've got a couple of ideas. I'm really toying with running these on the 3x5 build. These are the Tyco or the Lifelike sprint cars. I'm going to take the wings off of them and we'll run them kind of like Silver Crown cars. And we may have some neat little changes to them and whatnot. I need to get a couple more bodies to go with this one. We may do that, and we'll have to see what Stan comes up with and all that stuff. So as it comes to the schedule and everything, this year we're only going to be running on 2 tracks, which is kind of sad. We went from 5 to 2, which kind of sucks. Jim and Kyle aren't as participating as much, so they're out. Mark's track, which is probably, I think, one of the best tracks, new tracks on the series. Mark's having issues with dealing with the whole COVID stuff, and he's just going to hibernate for a while, and maybe, hopefully, before the season's out, we can get back to his track. So for now, we're going to be bouncing between my house and Stan's house. Stan has 2 tracks. Of course, he's got the Bowman and the 21st Century, which you guys saw in the last race of the season last year. And then I have my layout, and then hopefully we can get the 3x5 build up and running, and we'll do some races on the 3x5 build as well. So we're going to start on September 26th at Stan's house this year. That will be stock T-Jets 44X2s without traction magnets and promoter's choice. We race every other weekend, so we're going to be racing twice a month from now until March. October 10th would be the next race here at my house. That'll be Frey with the TR3s and promoter's choice. Then we're at Stan's on the 24th of October. That's a Johnny Lightning or Auto World and Unlimited with promoter's choice. Then we're back here on the 7th of November for T-Jets and 44X2s without traction magnets, promoter's choice. November 21st, we're back at Stan's, Frey, and TR3, promoter's choice. December 5th, back here at my house for Johnny Lightning, Auto World, and Unlimiteds, and the promoter's choice there. December 19th, we're back at Stan's, which will be the Christmas race, but it's going to be a points race this year. Stock T-Jets, 44X2s without traction magnets, and promoter's choice. And then we're taking a little time off between the 19th and the 9th of January. We'll be back racing again here at my house with Frey and TR3s and promoter's choice. Then it's on to January 23rd, where we're back at Stan's for the Johnny Lightning Auto World, Unlimiteds, and promoter's choice. Then it's back here at my house February 6th for stock T-Jets and 44X2s without traction magnets with the promoter's choice. Then it's February 20th back at Stan's for Frey and the TR3s with the promoter's choice. Then we take a break we'll take the break for the Frey, which is the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of March. Hopefully it gets on this year. We'll be down there running with that race. We're working on cars, getting everything ready for that. And then it's back home on the 9th of March to finish the season off here at my house with Johnny Lightning Auto Worlds and Unlimiteds and promoter's choice. So that is the schedule for the 21-22 Central Washington Championship Series. Hopefully we can get everybody going. Racing, how things are work is practice starts at 10 now. We've upped the time a little bit, so maybe we can get the Portland guys to come up. So racing will practice starts at 10. Racing to start promptly at noon. So I hope you guys will watch on the YouTube channel, catch some races. If you're within the local area, I hope you guys can maybe catch a couple races and come and race with us and whatnot. You don't have to make every race. There's championships in each class. Each class is ran 4 times. You'd only have to make 4 races throughout the year. So there'll be class championships in there. There's also going to be track championships. I'm going to award a championship for both tracks. If we run both tracks, there'll be there'll be an oval champ and a road course champ, basically. So there's a lot to be had. You don't have to make the full season. You can just go for class wins and class championships, or you can run the whole season and try for the overall championship, which the defending champion is Stan. So we're going to be looking to knock him off the top this year and take the championship from him and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you guys keep the pin in the slot, the wheels on the downside, keep racing slot cars, and we'll be doing some really cool videos here coming soon. So be on the lookout for that second race, which is the M-Class race from last week's Sun City Invitational. So be on the lookout for that, and just have a great week, and I'll catch you guys next weekend. I'm out. Bye.